Milton Keynes Dons 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Let's review. So, for me, that was a very interesting watch. I think it's fair to say that there are always going to be some games that on another day you probably lose the game, so you'll settle for the point, I think. And I think this game was definitely one of those games. I think everyone would agree that the Terriers they started the game really well, and don't know about you guys, but I was relieved that they were only one up at half time because they really could and probably should have been more than one up at half time, I think. I feel like it's fair to say that luck was on our side because that shot that bounced off the crossbar, quite clearly it was over the line in that, well, I say quite clearly. I think in that one moment where it bounced off, you could see it went over the line. So thank you, God, for not gifting them that goal. I don't mind admitting it was quite a nice relief and a pleasant surprise. But yeah, from going back to the game as a whole and the goal that was given to the Terriers, I think it's fair to say that Curtis Nelson he'll be quite disappointed with their opener. It's not like him to really make mistakes, but he played his part in that. And I want to hear your thoughts now. He's rotated the squad as Paul Warren. Would you start Jack Sanders again? Because could he have done better? Would he be a better option in League One? Just thinking back to last season, we can't keep conceding goals like this. Do we need to give Jack some game time and some starts? But yeah, I'm quite grateful that that other goal wasn't given. And then on a side note, just thinking about that goal, that should have been given. I really do think we need golden technology in the EFL and hopefully maybe even one day VAR as well because we've had it ourselves where we scored a legal goal against Wrexham. We'll remember that, and then Mike Williamson, and that goal wasn't given either. And I don't really think it's fair that teams can score legal goals and the goal hasn't been given. But yeah, we'll take that in the meantime. But yeah, going back to the game as it progressed on, I think we progressed quite well ourselves, and we really grew into the game. I think it was certainly clear who played better in the second half, and it wasn't them. It was certainly MK Dons, and I feel like you could really see the team growing in confidence, and it's honestly so nice to see the way which Paul want to set us up not to give up. We did that a lot last season, and when I look at the fact that how well Huddersfield had started the game, I just feel like on another day, another team could have been quite intimidated by them, but we didn't allow ourselves to get too intimidated. And we've just carried it forward from last season with our never give up mentality. We do not know when we are beaten. And that is what we are going to need more than anything in League One. So I'm so happy that it's still carried forward from last season. As I'm praising the team though, and as it was really nice to see the team dig deep and make sure we didn't lose, there is one player we absolutely have to thank for helping us stay in that game, and that's Craig McGillivray. His saves were outstanding. How many vital saves did he make? I love his determination. I will always say this. I love Craig's determination. He's always so determined to concede minimal goals, and I mean, surely he deserves player of the match. Aaron Collins scored a wonder goal. Don't get me wrong, but we would have lost that game, but for Craig. If there was another goalkeeper in between the sticks, I don't think that player, without sounding disrespectful to any other goalkeeper, would have been able to make all of those saves. The amount of times it bounced off the crossbar and he, quick reflex to make sure that the ball was in his hands and he made sure that the opposition weren't going to get past him. I mean, we talk about throughout last season, we're seeing it now. How many points is this man going to single-handedly, without even trying to be funny, win us? He absolutely made sure we didn't lose that game. And, the reason I really want to talk about Craig is that in addition to his outstanding performances, there's a few fans who did make it clear that they'd like to see a new number one. And for anyone who's watching this or listening to this that agreed with that, well, please remember this display. And again, this displays last season because this is a goalkeeper who is a safe pair of hands for us. And I really do mean that literally. And I don't really see why we should mess about with the position like we did before and risk having another goalkeeper who won't be as good. Craig's our number one for a good reason, and that's how it should stay. I can honestly say that in my 21 years of having a season ticket with Milton Keynes Dons, Craig McGillivray is one of the best goalkeepers I've seen, and that includes watching goalkeepers like Willie Gray, David Martin, Lee Nichols. Craig is up there for me in amongst those three as well. But staying on the topic of player of the match, though, if I'm going back to it, I do think we should give a mention to Aaron Collins because, well, I don't think he was the best player in the game. He scored 2 goals in 2 League One games already, and that's a third of the 6 League 2 goals that he managed last season. So already he's looking to match and well probably beat that tally, and for quite rightly so as well. And a lot of people have said to me that they think he'll be suited more to the third tier than to the fourth tier, doing more in League One than in League Two. And I just really hope this proves true. It's going to be a benefit for us. I love the way in which last season did step up when Callum Patterson got injured, and we know he's got it in him. And I just really hope he's going to really just showcase it and get it out of him consistently, like he's been doing so far. I think he's already one of our better players this season, and it's just so nice to see. It's a really pleasant surprise. On the topic of special mentions, also want to give one to Ryan Barnett. I thought he had a great cameo when he came on. He's without doubt going to be a big player for us already, in my opinion. I think both Ryans are, to be fair, Ryan Winton and Ryan Barnett. I think they're going to help boss that midfield and to help drive the ball forward, which is exactly what I think we need. However, as I talk about driving the ball forward and going back to the topic of our attack, one criticism, we need to start making the most of our chances. We absolutely would have lost this game on another day. But at the same time, maybe we also could have won it on another day, especially with our chances in the second half. We were certainly the better team. We got ourselves in good positions. We need to put the ball in the back of the net more than once. Well, I say more than once. We did it twice against Oxford United and still couldn't win. We just need to put the ball in the back of the net more times than we are. If we're going to be conceding the goals that we are going to be conceding as well. And it really brings me on to now our attackers, like quite specifically now I'm going to start naming names here because I really like Sam Nombe's work rate, but I want to hear from you guys that are watching, listening. Out of Sam Nombe, Callum Patterson, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, Aaron Collins and Ross Hepburn-Murphy, I think that's all of our 5 main strikers. I want to hear your views. Who should start and who should be on the bench? Because I do think to myself, is this chop and change in attack? Is it working? Because as much as Sam Nombe gives it is everything, which is exactly what we should expect and what we should want from him, he still hasn't scored yet. And I do think that once he gets his first goal for the club, he's going to get a few more. It's going to start, penny's going to drop. It's going to start clicking for him. And that's only going to be a good thing. But how long are we going to wait for him to get that first goal? And I do wonder, I've said this before, I do wonder if we should start at least one of Callum Patterson and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang in place of Sam Nombe, and then maybe get Sam off the bench. Maybe he could be even more motivated, raring to go, and actually that could help him get that elusive first goal, which can then lead to some more. I mean, to be fair, I think if we'd have said last season about Callum Patterson being on the bench or him and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang both being on the bench and not one of them starting, I think if he'd have suggested that to me, I would have completely disagreed with you. And I think, to be fair, I still do. But that's what's happening. And I just think, do we need to make a change back to how we were going in the attack last season just to help get the best out of our players and out of the squad as well? Because it's good that we're not losing, but we're also not winning. And if we're going to have a good season, we do need to win games as well. Don't get me wrong. Paul Vaughan, 4 promotions out of 5 League One seasons, never hoped to get promoted to the Championship in a full season, in a full League One campaign in charge of his team. He undeniably knows what he's doing in League One. But we all know he's chopped and changed our squad a little bit. We had 3 players in the League 2 team of the season last season. 1's left and 2 are on the bench at the start of games. I want to hear from you guys. Do you think it's working? Do you think it's a good thing what he's doing? Or should he go back to reverting more to our best squad from last season? And would that be more beneficial? And, I know I've said that about the attack, but in general as well, throughout the whole squads, is it working or not? Please let me know your thoughts and views, because I really do want to know what Dons fans think of this. Anyway, sort of coming towards the end of this review now, I definitely think it is a point gain overall. It can't not be. And when I look at the fact that, we were on course to get 3 points last week and only got 1, I do believe that we have regained one of those points that we dropped last week. And also, we're now beaten in the last 8 league games as well. I talked about not knowing when we're beaten. It's so nice to see us kick on in League One in a way and actually not be too fearful of opposition and keep on beating, run going. Let's hope we can make it 9 unbeaten next week, and let's get a first league win against Leicester City, because I do think it's a good time to play them. Let's hope that in the next the next week we'll be celebrating our first win. I do actually fancy us so we can kick on from how we finished this game. Up the Dons, and as always, if you've liked what you've seen, if you've liked what you've heard, and you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe and share the video. It really does help. As I said, please let me know your views, and yeah, I'm feeling quite positive about Dons right now. Let's hope it continues. That's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Dons.